Today I'll just talk you through the concept from the Wellington City Council for the Brooklyn Community Playground upgrade. What we have here is the play space itself sitting over the existing site. The community centre sits just below here, and the driveway access through on the left-hand side, existing grass area through on the right. So what we're trying to propose within this space is a bright new enthusiastic type experience. This is subtly themed about balls and play. There is a basketball court and some ground painting happening on the driveway associated with this to sort of bring in the wider types of play around this play space, and catering for a range of user ages, right through from toddlers through to the sort of older youth ages as well. We've been mindful to add a lot of sensory experiences in this playground, and I'll talk you through those as we go. So what is proposed up here on the left is the slide tower structure. You can see this here. It has 4 platforms at different heights and different sort of challenge ways to access and connect between that structure. So that sits in here. You can see the slides zoom down facing towards the existing community centre. The surface that sits underneath this is all a poured rubber surface. You can see examples of that here. And what is proposed is this detail in the surface, which is themed again to look a bit like the balls. So we would sort of have tennis and basketball and those sorts of inlays in the ground surface itself. So that's the structure that then leads you through to the front here, where we have these rainbow drums. They're a sensory item. They obviously are multi-use, and they're tucked in there next to the talk tubes, set in there as well, similar to this. So that's providing a range of sort of different sensory type of play, as well as these balance wobble beams, so wobble balls. So they would be done into ball shapes similar to what you see on the ground before, but are used to stand on and step between, and they tilt as you go from one to the other. So a great challenge piece for all ages. You can sort of sit and touch them very texturally and move in a very small way, or you can try and challenge yourself and stand on top of them, or from one to the other as well. So they're just tucked in the front here. This then leads us through to the central sort of mounded space. So this is adding our topography play into the site. This would be something similar to this, where we've got ups and downs and some gentle slopes and some a bit steeper. That provides for a range of users' abilities, as well as a sort of hanging out space to view what's happening in the area and provide a bit more imaginary play. Just on the left here, we have a in-ground concrete tunnel similar to what you see here, just running through that and leading you through from the balls to this stepper area at the back. Now, they are a poured rubber similar to the balls. You can see a few examples here, and just a scattering of random sizes and heights. So they act for seating and for balance activities. Just in the back here, we have tucked in the swing set. Now, this is proposed to have a basket, 2 belt swings, a backed swing, and a toddler swing in there. Again, the pour and play colours change underneath as well. Then if we get to the right, up in this top corner, we have a seating feature, and this is predominantly to sort of service this basketball area. Now, the basketball court has a neat backboard here. It's done in concrete with poured colour over the top of it, and that seating is similar to what you see here. It's a poured rubber seat that can be jumped off, stood on, and sat on. So it's almost like a balanced play piece in itself, but it just allows for groups to be waiting or gathering or socialising up in the back corner, sort of separate from the younger users in the play space. Then just round in front of that, we have our accessible ground carousel. So you can see an example of this here. This is obviously flush surfacing, so that allows for a wheelchair to be able to access in and tuck in one of these holes. We've also got a seated spot and standing spots all the way around. So a really popular use item down the front there, as well as a in-ground tramp. You can see it here, just sat within a mound. So this raises slightly up like we've got over here, and sort of mimics that ground topography change across the playground, while providing another accessible type play option. So I hope this sums up the playground. We look forward to having your feedback. Thank you.